our mind is always creating an illusion.
What happiness means to you?
I will love you. That is actually not love. That is just a business.
Вот такой вот поворот событий.
You're the ex-surfer monk.
Мы сегодня просто в невероятном месте, на территории буддийского монастыря.
Used to.
You used to surf. Okay.
Because if you are not in the present moment, you cannot see the beauty, right?
На юге Шри-Ланки, к северу от озера Когала, разместился буддийский монастырь, где монахи и монахини выращивают фрукты, овощи и корицу. До карантина сюда приезжали путешественники на ретрит. Это место известно среди местных и пользуется большим уважением. Для меня это был первый опыт общения с буддийскими монахами, лично, в разговоре. Они провели нас по всей территории, показали, как живут, и во время нашей прогулки мы разговаривали на разные темы. Для меня это стало большим сюрпризом, как проходило наше общение. Мы очень много смеялись, монахи много шутили, и с ними ты чувствуешь очень легко. Ты чувствуешь себя не хуже, не лучше, ты чувствуешь наравне, ты чувствуешь уважение к себе и питаешь уважение к ним. Монахи легко отвечали на самые разные вопросы и совершенно не боялись диалога. В общем, это получился действительно очень интересный, удивительный опыт. Like, as for you, do you feel happy now?
Obviously, more than happy.
And what happiness means to you?
Happiness means something which cannot be touched by any outside thing. Right? If my happiness depends on the happiness of yours, or the well-being of something else, or because of some object in the physical world, I cannot call myself as a person with true happiness. Because if something goes wrong to you or to that outside object, I will be devastated. So since I do not believe in having attachments with these outside things, then the happiness which I gain out of it, that is, I said, I am more than happy. It is not this primary happiness that people deal with, of achieving something. This happiness comes from not achieving anything at all.
So from what?
It comes out from nothing.
From nothing. It's so difficult to comprehend.
Just being happy.
I think that is the true happiness one can have. That is the best happiness one can have. Because now whatever happens around me, if it can affect me, that means I'm touched.
So how to get happiness from nothing?
That you have to identify your expectations. Now generally your mind creates expectations and you get attached to that expectations. Once you be mindful about that, automatically that attachment will get diluted. Then you get a happiness without any expectation, without any attachment to any expectation. That is how you gain happiness from nothing.
Like, I understand, but not easy to comprehend.
Yeah, that's why you have to have some time here. Because now our mind is always creating an illusion. Now you think that you see me and you think you are hearing me. No, it is not. You hear whatever you want to hear from what I say.
It's true.
Right?
Yes.
That is the illusion that all of us are trapped in. So only way to overcome and get out from that illusion is to understand the mechanism of the mind. That is what Buddha taught. How to get out from this illusion and how to be happy within you without having any expectation in your life.
Like, what is love for you?
Love, my love is towards everything. Now let's say if I love one person, that means I'm isolating. Now there are about 6 billion humans. If I select one person out of it, I'm isolating everyone else. I don't need that kind of love. The love should be universal. That how can you have a universal love? Now generally we attach to somebody, we call it love, but we attach to somebody as long as he or she fulfills my needs. Now, if you're kind to me, I will be a lovable person to you. Now, if you feed me, if you treat me well, I will love you. That is actually not love. That is just a business. Now, as long as you provide things to me, I will love you. That is actually business. But if you can have love, if you can love someone without having any expectation in return from him, that is the true love.
Многие из живущих тут монахов изначально не предполагали, что это будет их путь. Как, например, вот замечательный персонаж, монах Боди, стоящий сейчас перед нами, покрытый татуировками. Боди из Австралии, и начиная с 16 лет он жил активной жизнью современного человека. Клубы, вечеринки. Позже, в 25 лет, будучи уже женатым и с детьми, он понял, что хочет изменить свою жизнь, и приехал сюда. Он не знает, что будет дальше, но чувствует, что сейчас это его путь. На вопрос, как к этому отнеслась его жена, он сказал, что она его очень поддержала. И, в общем-то, это она вдохновила его на то, чтобы так круто изменить свою жизнь. Также тут живет монах Сивали, бывший серфер и бизнесмен. У него я решила лично взять интервью, чтобы узнать, почему же он решил так круто поменять свой образ жизни.
I have seen you both doing some video in near Jaffna somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've been
that's
in Jaffna. Yes.
nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Sivali
Sivali.
Yes.
So you're the ex-surfer monk.
used to.
You used to surf. Okay. And do you miss it at all?
Not really.
Okay.
When I just came here, at that time.
No. Okay.
So, like, when you're a surfer, you also had business
Yes, I yeah.
in
Mirissa Beach.
hotel, yes?
Yep.
So, when it was, like, how many years ago?
I think
How many years ago?
how many years ago? I came here in 2016, which means about 4.5 years ago. Yeah.
So, what forced you, like, what encouraged you to change your lifestyle absolutely, like, to the opposite?
Since I was child, like, I felt that that I was missing something. That when I was a child, I thought when I get a job, I will be happy, and then so when I was studying, I thought the job is my liberation, and when I was doing the job, I was still missing something, and then trying to maintain the relationships and all. So finally, I was succeeded when I was 27. I had the money and everything. So the physically it was fine, but I felt that the mental suffering was not. It was with me. So and then I was listening to. I heard some YouTube video from one of the monks. So I find it that I felt it, not what I think. So while I was listening it, I felt it that this what I needed right now is not these things around me, And even when I was surfing, as this Bante said, so I had some, once I dislocated my knee while I was surfing, and after 1 year I couldn't surf, and so those injuries and everything. So I felt that everything, even as he said, so everything when I start, so it can go to a certain situation that I couldn't do it anymore. And then I was thinking about my mind is always running, and I didn't know about what is going on within me. So I finally found out that there's something wrong within me. There's nothing wrong in the outside of the world. So as he said, he was complaining about the bus drivers and all. So I had this same situation within me. Everything I see something wrong. And then I was always running like a circles. Always I want to change something, which I couldn't change. So then I changed my mind.
Smart. So now you feel that you don't miss something. Now you feel, or
Yeah,
still
now,
like
now I'm really happy. I mean, of course there are problems, but the expectation, as this one said. So when I get into a like upset mood, so I come to myself and the vipassana, the insight. So I find out why I get upset. So then I find out that I was expecting the things that this should happen the way I think. So then I think that okay, I shouldn't expect this. So and then the next time happens, so I realized that okay, this is my problem. So I had expectation, so the thing happened outside the world, it didn't match to my expectation. That's why I got upset.
Меня, как графического дизайнера и, в общем, человека, для которого искусство и эстетика занимают значимую часть жизни, Джонни задал монахам интересный вопрос про роль эстетики и красоты в жизни. Насколько она важна? Ведь с практической и рациональной стороны это что-то не такое уж и необходимое. Можно жить и без этого. Но для меня эстетика и умение ее видеть и ценить – это как соль. Можно обойтись и без нее, только тогда блюдо будет пресным. Мне было интересно, что же ответит на этот вопрос монах.
Okay.
So Johnny asked a question especially for me.
Yeah. So it was a question that I thought that Christina would enjoy the answer to. It's what are the Buddhist thoughts on beauty or things being beautiful? For example, clothing or when you build your shelter. Doesn't because on a practical side, you can just make it very basic and make it into a box, or you can spend more time and energy making it more beautiful. What is the thoughts?
Yeah. In Buddhism, there is no restriction in admiring the beauty. So admiring beauty is not a bad thing, because it shows that your mind is so colorful and it is always open. Now even in this center, if we have limited resources, but we try to make the best out of it and try to make it more colorful as possible, right? Because that's what makes one so lively. We don't want to have a sedimentary, or what you call a life of a vegetable, right? The life should always be active, and the spirituality should be practiced within that active life, not a sedimentary or a rudimentary life. So if one is admiring the beauty, that means he's admiring the present moment. Because if you're not in the present moment, you cannot see the beauty, right? Now let's say you're in a beautiful environment like this and you're thinking about your family. That means you're dwelling in the future or in the past. You will not be able to admire the beauty of it. So the fact that one is admiring the beauty means that he or she is in the very deep present moment.
Это был удивительный опыт приехать сюда и посмотреть, как живут монахи, и пообщаться с ними. Легким, доступным языком они с радостью делятся своими знаниями и рады, когда люди искренне этим интересуются. Что привлекло мое внимание, так это то, как выглядят их лица. Каждый день они много работают, но лица их спокойные и сияющие. В то время как если пройтись по местной ланкийской деревне, можно увидеть много улыбающихся людей, но взгляд их часто тяжелый, нагруженный трудностями непростой бедной жизни, что, конечно же, объяснимо и понятно. В этом месте глаза у монахов улыбаются и светятся каким-то непостижимым внутренним светом, от которого у тебя самого внутри становится так хорошо. Смотришь и думаешь: вот это великая красота.
Thanks a lot. So beautiful ladies, charming smile.